With Modern Times, he criticized capitalism without a conscience. And that's what we have now. We have capitalism without a conscience. He showed the common man being fed through gears of the brutal, dehumanizing industrial age. He took on the American right wing of his day, its worst evils: hatred of immigrants, contempt for the truth, greed, and the abuse of power. We are fighting those same evils today.
The best part? Carrey and Kimmel didn't even need to exaggerate anything. They just held up a mirror to the absurdity that is Trump's existence and let the jokes write themselves. It's like nature made him for satire. He's a walking, talking parody, except the joke isn't on us, it's on him.
As is tradition, except for 4 years ago when Trump refused to do it, the outgoing first couple welcomed the incoming president and first lady, which was interesting to watch. Trump actually got involved in Melania's outfit for this ceremony. A lot of people are talking about it. He told her he thought it would be super hot if she dressed like a goth Al Capone. And so she did. We found Carmen Sandiego.
Imagine waking up every morning and realizing that your greatest enemy isn't a foreign superpower, a secret cabal, or even the IRS. It's two late-night comedians with an arsenal of jokes sharper than Trump's understanding of basic geography. The irony here is almost poetic. The man who built his brand on being the loudest, most thin-skinned bully in the room is now melting down over a little comedic payback. It's like watching a pro wrestler suddenly complain that the punches are too real. Trump spent years throwing insults like an unsupervised toddler in a candy store, wild, nonsensical, and with absolutely no regard for reality. And now, Jim Carrey and Jimmy Kimmel are simply handing him back a taste of his own medicine. The difference? They're actually funny. No need for playground-level nicknames or all-caps rage tweets. Just sharp, biting humor that exposes the ridiculousness of Trump's entire existence. And the best part? It's not just about Trump. Melania got her fair share of shade, too. Kimmel, with his signature smirk, pointed out what everyone's been thinking for years. Does Melania actually like her husband? Or is she just biding her time like a contestant on Survivor Mar-a-Lago Edition? 1 minute she's slapping his hand away in public, the next she's giving robotic speeches about kindness while standing next to the least kind man on the planet. The contradictions practically write themselves.
Melania also went into detail about her favorite moment as First Lady.
People always asking me, what was your favorite memory as First Lady? It was in 2020 when Donald get the China virus and he was airlifted to hospital like sick elephant. Darren and I threw party on that lawn. We danced around giant bonfire and shot fire cookers at Mike Pence. I had Lincoln bedroom all to myself and did not sleep wink. Too many smiling. Sadly, the elephant make it.
Yeah, it's humpy time.
Oh, elephant find me. When is he going to jail?
Taking off my spanks.
You know what? There's still a spark between them. That's very sweet.
Meanwhile, Jim Carrey brought his signature energy. Wild expressions, exaggerated impressions, and just enough mockery to make even Trump's most devoted followers question if their orange emperor really does have any clothes. The thing about Carrey is that he doesn't just imitate people, he becomes them, distilling all of their absurdity into a single facial expression. And when it comes to Trump, there's plenty of absurdity to work with. The real comedy, though, isn't just what Carrey and Kimmel said. It's how Trump will inevitably react. We all know the playbook by now. First, he'll pretend he didn't watch it, then he'll spend way too much time ranting about it. He might even throw in a lawsuit threat, because nothing screams not mad like trying to sue a comedian for making jokes. This isn't just about roasting Trump, it's about reminding the world that humor is a powerful weapon against nonsense. And if there's one thing Trump has provided in abundance, it's nonsense. Carrey didn't just roast Trump, he flambéed him, served him on a silver platter, and then went back for seconds. His satire wasn't just funny, it was a masterclass in exposing hypocrisy. With every exaggerated facial expression and over-the-top impersonation, Carrey reminded us why Trump is less of a former president and more of a late-night comedy goldmine. The comparison to a malfunctioning fax machine wasn't just a joke, it was a perfect metaphor. He's loud, outdated, and no matter how many times you try to move on, he just keeps jamming up the system, spewing out nonsense like an error message that no one can fix.
If I was going to make stuff up about him, I'd start telling people he wears diapers. I would explain that it's a long trial. He drinks a lot of Diet Cokes to stay awake. He's getting up there in years, and it's perfectly normal for a man of Trump's age and carriage to wear absorbent undergarments to stop the leaks. So, I mean, if I was making stuff up, that I would point out that the reason he stands like this and golfs like this and plays tennis like this is because he has a full diaper strapped around.
This administration is a rabid dog, and it's turning us upside down. And all, as far as I'm concerned, it's as obvious as the nose on your face, But people have made these elections and politics in general who they are, and it's not who you are. You can make a bad decision about a candidate. It's not who you are. It doesn't mean you're...
Kimmel, on the other hand, went for the kill with surgical precision. His monologue wasn't just about making fun of Trump, it was about dismantling the fragile house of cards that is his ego. And let's be honest, Trump's ego is the most delicate thing on the planet. Forget nuclear codes. This man loses his mind over a bad headline. The sheer pettiness of his existence is unmatched. He's the only former president who spends his days rage posting like an angsty teenager whose crush left him on red. But what really elevated this roasting session was the way both comedians zeroed in on the absurdity of Trump's post-presidency. Most former presidents write books, start charities, or paint mediocre portraits in their spare time. Trump? He's out here selling gold sneakers and screaming about voter fraud like a man who still can't accept he got fired from the job he never wanted to do in the first place. If incompetence had a brand ambassador, it would be him.
Okay. Tony Soprano was in Charleston, South Carolina last night, where he took some time to boast about his golf game and complain about chubby photos.
Did you see the picture of me, the horrible picture with the stomach out to here? So what I do is I'm putting up today a picture of me what I actually look like hitting a ball, smashing that can hit it 9 times.
Right. Well, and in that case, you got my vote if you can hit a ball.
And let's not forget Melania. Kimmel took one look at her public appearances and asked the question we've all been wondering. Does she even remember signing up for this gig? Her entire aura screams contractual obligation. She's like an actress in a long-running soap opera who stopped caring about the plot 3 seasons ago, but keeps showing up for the paycheck. The way she dodges his hand in public is nothing short of impressive. You'd think after years of practice, Trump would get better at reading body language, but then again, self-awareness has never really been his strong suit. Carrey and Kimmel didn't just take shots at Trump, they turned him into a full-blown comedy spectacle. And what's even funnier, he can't do anything about it. He can try to clap back with one of his half-baked, typo-riddled rants on Truth Social, but at the end of the day, nothing he says will change the fact that 2 comedians just shredded him in front of millions. And deep down, he knows it. That's what stings the most. Melania's tenure as First Lady will go down in history as one long, unbroken sigh. If body language could file for divorce, hers would have done it in 2017. Every public appearance was a masterclass in looking deeply uninterested, like a student forced to give a group project presentation but refusing to make eye contact with the rest of the class. And Kimmel and Carrey? They made sure we didn't forget.
Some of the reviews of the book, and they are not excellent. Vanity Fair says Melania Trump's new book is truly bad. But what these reviewers don't realize is that it's not just a book, it's also a fragrance. Smells like Slovenian prenup ink. All right.
Her infamous Be Best campaign was perhaps the most unintentionally ironic initiative ever launched. Imagine being married to the most aggressive cyberbully in modern history and then trying to teach children about kindness on the internet. It's like launching a fitness program while married to someone who thinks exercise is walking from the golf cart to the buffet table. The sheer contradiction of it all made it impossible to take seriously. And Kimmel? He feasted on that irony like Trump at an all-you-can-eat buffet. Carrey, on the other hand, didn't just poke fun at Melania. He painted her as the ultimate reluctant co-star in Trump's never-ending political horror show. She's been playing the role of First Lady the way a washed-up actor plays a guest star on a show they don't care about. Bare minimum effort, robotic delivery, and an unshakable look of regret. And let's not forget those viral clips where she expertly dodges Trump's attempts to hold her hand. At this point, it's less about affection and more like watching someone try to avoid touching a public restroom door handle.
Look what Jim Carrey says. This is sick. This came out this morning. Innocent people are now being slaughtered, families ruined, and children's lives destroyed, all in his name. If the craven Republican Senate allows this vile miscreant to continue encouraging divisiveness, the Trump presidency will become an extinction-level event. And here he draws Trump with a swastika, like a giant asteroid coming from space about to hit the...
The real kicker? Unlike past first ladies who embraced the role with enthusiasm, Melania seemed perpetually confused about how she even ended up there. Her disinterest was so apparent that even the Christmas decorations in the White House felt haunted. Remember the infamous blood-red Christmas trees? They looked like they belonged in a horror movie set designed by Tim Burton. Kimmel had a field day with that one, pointing out that her attempt at holiday cheer looked more like a set piece from The Shining. And yet, through all of this, Melania's greatest skill might be her ability to completely disappear when things get messy. While most first ladies have taken an active role in political discourse, Melania has mastered the art of vanishing like a magician's assistant whenever controversy strikes. She's like a Wi-Fi signal in a storm, strong when you don't need it, completely gone when things get chaotic.
Melania Trump reappeared at Trump's big dollar fundraiser in Florida over the weekend, looking absolutely miserable, looking like she is being held hostage. You have to see this.
Just wanting change. The rich people want it, poor people want it, everybody wants change. Our country is really doing poorly. We're a laughing stock all over the world, and we're going to get that change very quickly. And this has been some incredible evening before.
The suspicions that Melania has been conspicuously missing from the campaign trail for very specific reasons. She doesn't want to be there. It seemed to be borne out by her presence here.
Carrey and Kimmel didn't just roast Melania, they reminded everyone of the absurdity of her situation. She went from walking runways to walking alongside the most scandal-ridden president in modern history, all while looking like she'd rather be anywhere else. And the best part? Trump probably thinks she's his biggest supporter. The comedy writes itself, and if history has taught us anything, it's that Trump's meltdowns over comedians are almost as theatrical as the jokes themselves. He'll insist that late-night TV is part of a deep state conspiracy, as if Jimmy Kimmel and Jim Carrey are meeting in secret underground bunkers to plot against him. Carrey and Kimmel's roasting session is just the latest in a long history of Trump being unable to take what he dishes out. The man loves a stage until he's not the one controlling the script. He spent years pretending he's the ultimate alpha male, but the moment someone with a little comedic skill takes aim, he folds faster than one of his failed casinos. At the end of the day, Trump can try to dismiss this all he wants, but we all know he's watching. He's glued to his phone, probably rage-scrolling Twitter or whatever off-brand platform he's using these days, fuming that Hollywood's biggest comedians are treating him like the punchline he's always been. And honestly, that's comedy gold.